What's up? How you doing? This is your boy. Oh my God, it's time to testify. On August the 10th, me and a friend, a brother of mine, was walking across the street. I pulled up on my bike. He pulled up in his car. You know what I'm saying? We get out, at the trunk. He changed his shirt. You know what I'm saying? We look right. We look left. We don't see nothing. It's 12 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So there's nobody out. Street, lights. So we start walking across the street. All right. As we're walking across the street, there's a car that comes up speeding behind us and hits both of us. He hits me. I go up in the air. It hits him. He goes through the windshield. All right. I mean, it knocked his arm out the socket and it broke his shin bone. And she rolled all the way to the end of the block with him and just in this window. But when I went up and I came back down, my head hit the ground. And when my head hit the ground, it injured my brain. Now, some of y'all may or may not know, but in our brain, we have 4 lobes. You have that front lobe, the top lobe, it's a side lobe, and it's a back lobe, right? My side lobe, on this side, my injury was here and across here. You can't see it, but so that gave me a concussion. All right, the concussions caused the inside of my head, where the brain is, to just swell, and that's what injured the brain. You know what I'm saying? So that's all the doctors focused on, was just brain swelling down. Why? Because that's the only thing that they can work on. That's it. We bring it down. Okay, we send a rehab. Bye bye. That's it. That's all that they can do. All right, so that's what happened to me. All right. The good thing is I am healing. The doctors did tell my wife, Trina, who you already know, she was there. They told her that it takes 6 months to 2 years. 6 months to 2 years for a man to heal with that type of brain injury. And then however they are at 2 years, that's the way they will be for the rest of their life. Now, I'm now in month 6. All right. I was just in month 5 last month and month 4 the month before that. And that's when I drove back to Baltimore. So trust me, I ain't all the way, but God is doing his thing. Let me tell you this. When I was in the hospital, I was told, now there's 3 things I don't remember. I don't remember getting hit by a car at all. I don't remember being in the hospital for 2 weeks. And then I don't remember the first week of rehab. But by week 2 and 3, I remember people starting to come visit me. But before that, those 3 weeks, I don't remember none of it. Nothing. But what I do know this is that when I was in the hospital, they said that the men from my church, the men from my church was coming to the hospital and they would pray for me. Some of my brothers had came more than once. I do know that. Now you know I love you. Praying for me. Then by the first Sunday, they told Pastor. So by that Sunday or Saturday, whatever day it was, he in the church started praying. I mean, praying. Don't worry, one day y'all won't hear it, because I'm going to let you hear it. They was praying. Then my wife was at the hospital. She said that my pastor from Baltimore, always, I ain't even going, sir, I got to talk to you, but I love you. Yes, that's my father in Baltimore. Anyway, he called Trina on the phone, so while I was still unconscious or out, she put the phone to my ear and he would start praying for me. Then when the other ministers in Baltimore, my brothers, found out that something happened, they was together. They was praying. Man, all these them friends, so many people started praying that God answered all of their prayers. And you looking at me right now, I'm alive. Can I cross my knee or something? I'm alive right now. Now, I ain't 100%, but I'm alive. That's a good thing. All right, can y'all see this? He gave me a reason to dance. That's all I'm saying. Trina brought me home. Y'all know Trina, my wife. Trina brought me home in September. September, I got hit on the 10th of August. I came home on the 13th of September. All right. Now, when I came home, I was able to go to church off top. Now, I wasn't right still. I wasn't fully healed, but I was healed enough I could come home. But I wasn't right because I would be in church. I don't hear nothing. I can't really hear the preaching. I really don't even know what he's talking about. I can't even understand his voice. You know what I'm saying? I'm around people. Sometimes I'm like, you mean like, oh man, I want to go home, so I can't. You know what I mean? I would just keep up. Y'all, those who saw me, they know how I was. I could not hear from God, and every day I would pray, God, please talk to me. Every day, please talk to me, Lord. Please talk to me. Please talk to me. Every day, I would hear nothing. The end of November to the middle of December, God started talking to me. He told me, I'm going to tell you why I allowed you to get hit by a car. And he told me why the only injury you had was to your brain. Now it's my turn to tell you. He said, I allowed that to happen to you because of my will for your life. Okay, now I explained to y'all, I don't remember the Bible. I can remember a little bit. And I am starting to read now because I need to, because that's the only way I'm going to remember it. But I can't really remember it. So God would talk to me, but he would say certain things in the Bible that outside of me would know, but I definitely would not remember what it said at all. So he said, the reason why I allowed you to get hit by that car was because of my will for your life. My will for your life. He started then talking to me about Job. Now, at the time, I could not remember Job. I would look at the Bible and be like, what are you talking about, Job? I'm not going to try to read Job. I ain't trying to get no job. Like, I'm good. No. But he talked about Job. And right now, I don't even remember everything. I am trying to read. But I do remember, and those of y'all who do know, I remember that Job talks about how God was meeting with his angels, and also they were Satan, or Lucifer, whatever you want to call him. And he would ask him, have you considered my servant Job? And he would say, yeah, well, you got your protection around you. You take this protection. I could, okay, you can go, but you can't take his life. He said that similar thing applied to me. That was like me finding myself in the Bible. All right. He said, when you move to Atlanta, as soon as you moved to Atlanta, the enemy was trying to separate you from me. He said, that's why when you moved down here, you went to a church, and then after about a year, y'all left. I remember. And I still love that church, for a record, just so I could just put that out there. I still love that. Everybody in there, I still love it. But we did. After 1 year, you go to a church, you leave. I remember when we left, I told my wife, I said, look, you want to join another church? All right, bet. Come on, let's go join another church. But if they ask me to do something, I got them. Other than that, I'm done. I'm acting and filming right now. That's the goal. And that's a whole nother level that y'all don't know nothing about, but that was the goal. Acting. Matter of fact, in September, I was supposed to go back to college to get my bachelor's degree in how to do filmmaking. It was already set up, but my accident, things have changed. But that's how I was. So yeah, I went to church. People who were at church, All Nations. Can I say your name? All Nations. Yeah, I went there, and some people I messed with, and they knew me, and I was a good guy. I still love God. I still love God, but the enemy was trying to separate me from God. He said the only injury you had was a brain. He said the reason why is because the only place that I can connect with every man, woman, child is through their brain. That's it. He said that is the only place that I connect with every human being, man, woman, and child, in the brain. He said the enemy knew that if he could injure my brain so much that it would separate me from God forever. Now he said it won't separate him from me, but he said it will separate you from me because my brain will be different. He said I did not allow it. Not only did I not allow him to injure your brain that bad, I did not allow him to kill you. But he also says that the only place the enemy can connect with every man, woman, and child is also in the brain. I'm just telling you what God told me. You can take it how you want. All right. Now, the other things that he was telling me about, Of course, I told y'all I don't remember the Bible. It takes some time. He told me about 5 scriptures. All right, just 5. That's the only. He didn't even tell me what they was about. I just remember him talking about them. He talked about Adam and Eve. How when he even created them, the first man and woman, they were also created with a brain. Then he started talking to me about another scripture in Genesis. I think it's something called Babel, where the people was building something. They was trying to reach heaven or something like that, and they built something called Babel. He said that he broke up their language. He didn't approve of what they was doing, so he broke up their language. Now, my quick question to you is, well, how do you control your language? Think about it. You sitting right there. Where is your language stored? If you know English, if you know Spanish, if you know, where is it at? It's in your brain. Then he told me about, well, not told me, but he talked to me about Jesus when he was on a fast. Jesus was on a fast for, I think, 40 days and 40 nights. No food, no water. I'm not going to talk about all of this, but even in that, he also told me about the fast and how the fast affects our brain. I'll talk about that later. Then he also told me that in that the enemy did not talk to him verbally. Like I'm talking to you through social media right now. The enemy talked to him in his fast the same way the enemy talks to us when we in a fast. Matter of fact, you don't even got to be in no fast. The same way in the brain. Now, this is the last time I'm going to say the word brain. From now on, it's the mind. Y'all already know, same thing. And I'm just about done. I'm almost done because I can only tell you what you told me. All right. Brain. Number mind. Only reason why I like using mind now, because, of course, the word brain is not in the Bible. I mean, if you can find it, please let me know. I don't think they put the brain in the Bible. But what I do know is one day I'm on my phone. I got my little Bible. Y'all know the little Bibles on your phone. I just want to search the word mind. Just, because I don't remember the Bible. Where is it in the Bible? I hit search. The whole freaking entire Bible came up. I'm sorry, that probably don't sound right. But the whole Bible showed up. He really talked about the mind in every book of the Bible, all the way through the Bible. The mind. The same place that he said he can only connect to all of us. But not only is that the place that he connected, is also the place that the enemy. And I think that's it. I can say, all right, I got something. This is the last thing that God said to me. I'm sorry. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. This was the last thing that God said to me. He said, the only thing I want you to do is to return into the man you was before you moved to Atlanta. That's all I want you to do. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to return to the man you was in Baltimore before you came to Atlanta. What is he doing to you? That's all. That's the last thing I gotta say. What is he doing to you? I'm telling you what God not only did, but is doing for me.